What's going on, guys? Welcome back to Season 2, Week 7 of the greatest podcast on turf. I'm Ryan. He's Anthony. And for this week's for this week's episode, we're going to be talking about giving our predictions of some of the younger teams and who we think is going to be the first one to win a finals. Talking about teams like the Sixers, the Suns, the Celtics, the Grizzlies, teams like that.
So, just going to keep this one short and sweet, get right into it. Out of the Sixers, Celtics, Grizzlies, Jazz, Nuggets, Mavericks.
Yeah.
Who do you think is winning the finals first out of all those teams?
I'm taking the Celtics. I'm a pretty big fan of the Celtics. They've been to
Sorry.
3 of the last 4 Eastern Conference Finals. I know they won't be to this one because they kind of ran into a brick wall.
Yeah.
That brick wall being a pretty big problem. That brick wall not missing a shot. But yeah,
104
Jason
points
Tatum.
between 3 players,
Yeah.
and your team scores 145.
Jason Tatum's about 23 years old, and like I said, he's been to 3 of the last 4 Eastern Conference Finals. Jason Tatum has been going off, and I think there's a potential that he's going to be the best player in the East once these guys leave, such as James Harden, KD, etc. I think Jason Tatum could be the next one of those guys. Jason Tatum, Jaylen Brown, they're locked up with their 2 guys. Marcus Smart is a Kyle Lowry type player. Robert Williams is pretty good. The Celtics, they're a team that likes getting players. They're a team with pretty good history, so I think that they could bring in free agents. Like I said, Jason Tatum is a stud. Jaylen Brown is a stud. They have it set. They just got to get the next piece and run.
I'm going to have to disagree with you on that one. I understand the Sixers are down 101-97 to the Washington Wizards with 7 minutes left. Granted, Joel Embiid's out with right knee soreness, but I think you guys already know who I'm going to say. I'm going to say the Sixers. I mean, 2 years ago, the Sixers were a 3-point shot away from a trip to the Eastern Conference Finals where we would have rolled past Milwaukee and then went and beat the injured Golden State in the finals and won a ring. So you think about it, essentially, we were a shot away. I'm going to go with the Sixers. Embiid's having an MVP caliber year. Ben Simmons does his thing. We got Tobias Harris, who's been going off doing his thing. Got some pretty good depth on the bench. Maxi's having himself a day. I think we need to go get Kareem Abdul-Lopez after this, though.
Yeah.
That's what the Sixers announcer just said about Robin Lopez. He called him Kareem Abdul-Lopez. But, yeah, I'm going to go with my Sixers, honestly. I don't think that the Celtics are that good. I will give you the benefit of the doubt. Jason Tatum's pretty good. Jaylen Brown's good. Him and Jason Tatum are pretty good together. But outside of them two,
I'll take the Celtics 2 over the Sixers 2 any of the week.
stop it right now. Jesus Christmas, stop. You're telling me you would rather have Tatum and Brown over Embiid and Simmons?
Yeah.
Stop it right now. That is terrible. That's a freezing cold take. Freezing cold. That's why I got a hoodie on for all your freezing cold takes you're going to make. That is a terrible.
I mean, why? I don't see any argument around it. The Sixers, the problem with me is they're paying Ben Simmons about 29. They're paying Embiid probably over 30.
Yep.
Which Embiid's fine. Tobias is getting paid 29 also. Simmons should not be getting 29 if he can't hit the broadside of a barn. But I'm not going to bash the Sixers. We'll just leave it at that. I got to respect his opinion. Everybody's entitled to one, even though it's probably wrong. So I'll just mention another team that I think has a pretty good shot in making it. And I'll throw out the Mavericks are the easy one.
Dallas is like
the Mavericks are the easy one.
Could you argue Milwaukee? I think you could argue Milwaukee.
No, they have 3 veterans. They're veterans now at this point.
Okay.
The Mavericks, they're the easy one because of how good Luka is. But I'm gonna throw out the Grizzlies. I'm gonna go bold on this one.
I like that a lot because you know how high I am on Memphis.
John Morant,
I like that a lot.
John Morant's looking like a superstar right now. He's looking like he could be, the next best thing. Dylan Brooks is playing out of his mind. They just need another guy to step up. They have Jaren Jackson and Brandon Clark. One of these guys needs to show up. Jonas Valanciunas is there.
Does his thing
He's
every
a
day.
good starter, but he's not a superstar.
Early foul trouble. Link to the podcast in the description that we posted on Tuesday. Be sure to check that out, by the way.
If Jaren Jackson hits his potential, I think the Grizzlies could definitely be there.
Jaren Jackson could be very good, hopefully. They've been trying to ease him back in. He got hurt in the bubble last year, missed the whole season. He's just getting his groove back now. He's playing limited minutes. He's been having some trouble with Rudy Gobert. I've seen that from I think I've watched every game, and he's been having some trouble with Rudy Gobert because Jonas Valanciunas likes to get 2 fouls on Rudy Gobert in the first 3 minutes of the game. But I like that Grizzlies won a lot. That's something actually we can agree on. You know how high I am on Memphis, but
I would have went with the Mavericks if they didn't have Kristaps, because I think Kristaps ain't the answer. Luka looks like he could be the best of these young guys, but
I'm very high.
I think his supporting cast is
not
very
good.
iffy. Jalen Brunson is pretty good. I'll give him that, but he doesn't
Still
have a
in the
number.
draft.
He definitely doesn't have a number 2 in Kristaps.
Not what we've seen from Kristaps. We were just talking about this about 5 years ago or so. I told Ryan that within the next 10 years. So what was it 5 years ago? 2016.
I think we were in 8th grade, so
We were so like 2015, 2016. I told Ryan within 10 years there will be an NBA Finals matchup that holds the 76ers and my second team, the Phoenix Suns. And Ryan told me I was full of crap and
he
laughed
still
in my
is.
face, and I'm
and
not.
He still is.
You're telling me that we'll say 5 years left. Within the next 5 years, the Lakers and Suns, or the Sixers and the Suns won't be playing each other in the finals.
You better hope a lot of people retire.
You're out of your mind. Embiid and Simmons are going to do their thing, and then they're going to meet Devin Booker and DeAndre, and we're going to see who takes it in 7 games.
No.
I'll leave it at that. Sixers and Suns for me. I mean, so I really like that Memphis one you said, though, but the Suns for me, I mean, I think the Suns have a better shot.
It's
than
really the
Grizzlies.
Celtics. It's just, I agree. The Grizzlies were kind of like a
I like that
like a
one.
sleeper team. I think it's the Celtics, personally. I think the Celtics will be the first ones to win. I think the Celtics have the best chance to land somebody in free agency and get their big 3.
What about Atlanta?
Atlanta, Trae Young's going to have to start playing defense, and I'm not sure he's going to hit him.
They're going to need to go bring in somebody else because they're probably losing John Collins. Clint Capella's good at what he does, but...
Clint Capella is like a better Jonas Valanciunas.
Yeah, well,
he's a good starter, but he's not a superstar, and Trae Young's going to need another one. Kawhi Leonard's going to be able to move soon, so once he goes, once he goes to like the Celtics, they might win something. Who knows?
I don't think Utah will ever win.
They got to get rid of Rudy Gobert,
and they need to. They need to bring in like Kawhi, but I don't think Kawhi would want to go play in Utah.
Not many people want to go to Utah. Nobody wants to go to Utah.
I don't want to go to Utah.
There it is.
Yeah. So sum it up. This. Ryan Kellerman thinks that the Celtics, and I think the Sixers, and then we agreed on the Grizzlies, and then I said Phoenix, and Ryan told me I was full of crap. So leave it at that. I say within the next 5 years, Sixers Suns finals. Clip it in the chat when we're on ESPN.
Probably within the next 5 years, Jason Tatum will win a final.
Jason Tatum probably won't win an MVP in 5 years.
MVP
Actually, he's my dark horse MVP pick for next year. I'm full of shit. He's my dark horse MVP pick next year, Jason Tatum.
It's not really a dark horse if he's playing out of his mind.
Oh, barely. He's doing it by himself. He's not winning by himself.
He is. He's playing literally by himself. It was him and Marcus Smart last night.
Marcus Smart. There you go. Clip it in the chat. Sixers Suns finals next 5 years. Clip it. Pull it up when I'm on ESPN.
You said Clippers Suns because you're talking about clipping it. Too bad the Celtics are in the East side, so they're going to stop the Sixers from making it to the finals.
So the Sixers are going to roll them every year. Dump truck them every year.
If you look at last time, no.
Sixers and 4.
We're not going to have this stupid argument on the Sixers. That's going to wrap up this week's exclusive segment.
Second exclusive.
If you haven't watched the one on Tuesday, be sure to check that out where we talked about
some playoff
breakouts and busts. Also, be sure to check out the podcast where we did our contenders pretenders.
Went through each team, talked about if they're serious. I mean, some of these series could be over if you're watching this on Friday. So, I mean, you know what happens. But we went through contenders, pretenders, discussed what's going on so far. Sprinkled a little bit of football in there. Just had another fun discussion. Like, subscribe, show us some love. We'll see you next week. Next week, we'll be back with our boy Sam from Sam Sports Talk, most likely. So be on the lookout for that. Keep showing us love. Thank you guys. We can't stress it enough. Thank you guys so much for the love you've been showing. We've been seeing some growth in the channel. Been getting a lot of love on our videos. Of views are going up, subscribers going up. Thank you guys so much. We really, really appreciate it more than you guys know. We're going to keep bringing you guys some good content. We got some dope giveaways coming up. So thank you guys. And we'll see you guys next week.
See ya.
Peace.